Every year, people move to New Hampshire, they want to retire, they want to take advantage of New Hampshire's no income tax and no sales tax, but there are 8 mistakes that people make when moving to New Hampshire that you can avoid by watching this video. After 22 years of helping retirees find their perfect home, I can help you avoid the mistakes that people have made that led to frustration and them wanting to move away. Here are the 8 mistakes to avoid when buying a retirement home in New Hampshire. Mistake number 1, people don't understand property tax. People come to New Hampshire to avoid sales tax and income tax, but they forget about the real estate tax. Every town in New Hampshire sets their own rate. So when looking at homes in different areas, one of the first things that you should look at is what are the taxes on that home. There are some towns that are as low as $5 per thousand, and there are some towns that are as high as over $30 per thousand. So on $1 million home, you could have a difference between $5,000 and $30,000. So when you're working with us, we will be sure to point out that one line on the listing sheet, taxes for the previous year, so we can help you make the best decision when buying your retirement home. If we haven't met yet, my name's Adam Dow. I've been selling real estate in New Hampshire for 23 years. Myself and the Dow Group is a team of area experts that cover New Hampshire that can help you find the best home, the best retirement community, the best place for you to live right here in New Hampshire. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button for local knowledge that you can't hear anywhere else. Mistake number 2, not understanding what makes Waterfront valuable. Waterfront comes in all shapes and sizes. It comes with sunset views, it comes with sunrises, it comes with beaches, it comes with steps to the water, it comes with flat lots, it comes with privacy, it comes with big views, it comes with small views. During COVID, lots of people came up and just said, hey, Waterfront, I'll buy it. We're post-COVID, and now you have some choices for waterfront real estate. We have helped many waterfront buyers find that perfect home. Some people want to sacrifice a big view to have privacy. Some people want to sacrifice afternoon sun to have the morning sun. Some people want to be close to a waterfront town. Some people want their privacy. They want to get out of the city. They don't want to see people. Some people want to be next to restaurants. Some people want to cook on the grill. Buying a waterfront is very personal. There's lots of different aspects. Knowing the different characteristics of what makes a waterfront home valuable, what most people are looking for, especially when you go to resell, is vitally important to your retirement home decision-making process. Just simple things like checking the sun's direction, counting the steps to the water, asking for dock permits are some of our best practices and things that we'll do for every single client that you might not think of as a new person to the waterfront purchasing process. Mistake number 3, you choose a house before a town. Finding the home sometimes can be the easy part. You've got a very nice kitchen, you've got granite counters, but what you're not thinking about is it's a half an hour away from the closest store or 45 minutes away from the closest restaurant. And if those things are super important to you, you might find yourself feeling isolated in your dream house. So what we recommend is to really research the towns. What characteristics are you looking for? Do you want to walk downtown and get an ice cream? Do you want to have restaurants close by? Are you going to have visitors that you want to get them out of the house? Other aspects, when you just look at the house and ignore the community, is you might find yourself in a high-tax town. You might find yourself in a town that the zoning is very strict and it's going to be hard to do the renovations that you would hope. You might find yourself in a town with just super high taxes. Let's research the community and then we can start looking for those homes. And speaking of lifestyle, living here year-round, you will find that it snows. Dealing with snow can be easy with the right professionals, or it can be costly if you didn't notice some things in the buying process. Mistake number 4 is not knowing how to deal with snow. We are a 4-season community. It does snow in the wintertime. Little things like looking at the driveway. Is there a place to push the snow? Are the walkways super long? They might be really nice in the summertime to meander down to get to your front door, but you have to remember that's going to be you or somebody else shoveling once it snows. And by the 4th snowstorm, you're going to be like, why did I buy this house? That long driveway lined by trees in the wintertime can just be a jail for snow, and there will be no place to put the snow piles. So just some local knowledge around the winter, what's going to happen when it snows. We do have people that will take care of it. We just want to have you go in eyes wide open. We don't want you to buy a house with a flat roof that needs to be shoveled off every snowstorm and you not knowing that and having the ice dams. Snow's great, snow's beautiful. We just need to teach you how to deal with it. With winter, with snow comes cold weather. We've got houses that were built 100 years ago and built last week. One of the questions we always ask is for utility bills. We want to know how much did it cost for that house to get heated last winter. We want you to be well informed when you're making your decision, and sometimes looking for a waterfront home in the summer doesn't give you the complete picture of ownership. So we know the questions to ask so that you can make the right decision for you once the snow begins to fly. And once we've got winter figured out, Next, we have to focus on the lake. Mistake number 5, not all lakes are created equal. You look out at the view, you see the blue water, you see the mountains in the background. You can't imagine there being a better spot to buy a retirement home. But what you don't know is maybe that lake is only 9 feet in the center. Maybe every fall there's a large amount of algae that blooms in front of that house, or just natural grass that grows up. One of the things that we ask for when helping buyers find that waterfront home is pictures of the waterfront in the fall, because that's when you're going to notice all the green that comes up in the water. You want to know, are jet skis allowed? You may want a jet ski, you may not want a jet ski, so depending on the answer, it might be right for you. You want to look at the lake size and the circulation of the water. The more the water circulates, the less apt it is to be stale and allow for plant life to grow. Some of the bigger lakes can even have some algae in the smaller coves where the wind doesn't blow and circulate the water. Even on Lake Winnipesaukee, there are some coves that the water isn't as clear as other parts of the lake. That local knowledge, that person that has been swimming in the water all their lives is going to be able to point you in the right direction. Some lakes are spring-fed. They rejuvenate themselves many times a year. Other lakes were dammed many years ago, and they don't have the springs to bring in the fresh water. Every year, Lake Winnipesaukee and some of the other lakes are drawn down so they allow for the spring melt of all the snows coming off the glacier. So we have some amazing lakes. I call myself a bottom snob because I grew up on Lake Winnipesaukee. When you're thinking of lake, you might think of that lake down in the state that you're in with, stepping on the bottom and your feet sinking into the bottom. Not every lake is like that, and the ones that are the most expensive are expensive because of the water quality. So you want to know what you're choosing, what the characteristics are of those different lakes, so that you can make the right choice for you. We can provide you with water quality reports. We can point you in the direction of the associations that their main purpose is to protect water quality of the lakes that they're protecting. You may want to ask an association president, what goes on the lake? How busy does it get? All of these questions are standard when working with us in trying to find you that lakefront home. Next, we have something that gives buyers pause, but frankly, I think it's overblown. Mistake number 6, overreacting to arsenic or radon. When I first heard the word arsenic in water as a realtor 20 years ago, I got pretty nervous. It sounded bad. The good news is we're used to remediating both arsenic in the water and radon in the air and radon in the water. We've got companies that's their specialty. You can bring these levels right back to normal by simply installing a filtration system or air rejuvenation system. Radon happens. We live in the granite state. Radon comes from granite. And if you look at the United States, we are in red, so we're just good at fixing those problems. So if you do the home inspection, radon air comes up, for example, it's about a $1,500 problem, and oftentimes the seller will take care of it. We know what tests to take, we know who performs the tests, and we know who can come in and fix the problem. So don't let radon air or arsenic ruin you buying your dream home. Mistake number 7, buying the wrong size boat. Depending on which lake you're on, you could get too big or you could get too small. Even on Lake Winnipesaukee, you might find that you bought too big of a boat. There are a couple things to consider. One is getting out in the Broads and enjoying going from Meredith to Wolfboro. There could be a wind that wasn't there when you left with your guests. As you're coming through the Broads, you might see some whitecaps. So you're going to want this big boat that will handle the waves. But then you get to the town docks, and the spots that are available are for medium-sized boats. And you're standing out there, floating out there, waiting for that spot. That might never come because it's a Saturday and there's lots of people vying for the spot. So you want to have that perfect balance of getting through the Broads, but also being able to park for dinner at the town docks in the size of your boat. I find 22 feet, as you get below 22 feet and getting in the Broads, it's a little bit too small. Getting above that 28 foot, that may be too big to find that spot in the downtown public docks. Oftentimes, waterfront owners will have that nice 25 foot for cruising and the sunset cruise, and have that ski boat for the smaller boat that you can fit into the docks, and of course have the family enjoy as you're towing them around, either water skiing, tubing, or now what's popular is the surfing. You also have to think about, with a bigger boat, how long's your dock, how deep is it at the water, and also knowing the local knowledge of, in the fall when the water gets drawn down, does that owner have to take his boat out, or can they keep it in late into the season? All things that you would have to know to ask to make sure you've got the right boat or even the right property. Some homes, people have to take their boats out and they can't even use it in the fall because it's too shallow in front of their property. So all of these questions are standard questions to ask when buying a waterfront home. Mistake number 8, assuming people aren't friendly. People come here and tell me, man, this is a breath of fresh air. Going to the post office is a social activity. I remember as a kid, I'd hate to go to the post office with my mother because she would talk to everybody and it would take us an hour to get out of just getting our mail or going to the grocery store. People are living here by choice. They have picked up, come out of the cities, and decided to pick a different lifestyle. People are here on vacation, generally happy to be here. It's a welcoming community. I've joined a couple of communities, even being from here and being new to the community, and I've just found that people are just in a good mood and they want to know you. They want to know your background. So when you're coming up here, you might expect the quiet New England atmosphere, but you're actually going to find people want to have you a part of the community and will welcome you in. The best way to meet people is to join the club, volunteer for the cause, or go to the church, or be a part of the sporting event that you have done where you're coming from, because we have them all up here, and the new community that you join will most likely be people like you, people that got out of the city, wanted the lifestyle, and are now enjoying their passions with their new set of friends. After 22 years of helping people find their right retirement home, starting with the right town, finding the right community, and then finding them the right house, we've learned a lot. We know what mistakes to avoid, and we'd be happy to help you find your dream home, your dream community, in your dream town. If you're serious about buying here, don't wait till summer to start looking. The best time to start the process is in the winter. We've got 2 jobs. We need to find you a house and a community, but also get you educated on values. Usually when the right property hits, there will be more than one person interested. So we want to make sure that you're well educated and you can make the best offer, and there's nothing left to chance when you put in that offer. If you're watching this video and are thinking New Hampshire might be the right spot for you, check out the video we just did on the 7 of my choice best towns to retire in New Hampshire. Hit like and subscribe to see more videos like this. And if you're serious about getting a home this summer, contact us early. We're not salespeople, we're information providers. We want to get you as much information so you can make the right decision, and you want to be prepared, and we want you prepared for when that right property hits the market, that faces the right way, that has the sunsets, that has the incredible views, so you can act quickly and beat out the other buyers that are vying for that awesome retirement home that they can have for generations. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.